Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders, great Nelson, salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother, I'm Noah Allah from GMS Chicago, and coming back with you with another lesson. And this is going to be about, we will be changed, all right, real soon. And in these bodies, all right, these weak bodies in these chains of darkness, all right, these bodies are not forever. All right, and real soon we'll be changed in the twinkling of an eye. But nonetheless, I'm going to start with 1 Timothy 6 and 7. Actually, let's start with verse 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. And that's the mindset of our people today. All right, they think gain is godliness. All right, they worship, their money. But at the end of the day, all right, all that's going to crumble. Our bags are going to be worthless. All right, but the true riches is this truth. All right, doing the will of the Lord. This is 1 Timothy 6 and 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds, destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. But godliness with contempt is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And that's right. We brought nothing into this world, and we can't carry anything out of here either, because everything here is defiled. All right, everything here has got to get burnt up with fire. All right, well, America is going to be burnt up with fire, but hey, when we get them new bodies, all right, when we are changed, all right, we're not going to be having anything on us, all right, once we are changed, because hey, our bodies are defiled. All right, the clothes that we wear is defiled. The food that we eat is defiled. All right, your shoes, etc. So yeah, when we get beamed up in them chariots, all right, we're gonna be changed into new immortal bodies. All right, bodies that can never die, bodies that don't get sick. All right. It says, and having food and raiment, let us be therefore therewith content. And yeah, you have to be thankful for what you have, right? Because this world, the fashion of this world is fastly passing away. All these people are focusing on getting money. Meanwhile, they don't understand that there's a major financial crisis on the way. All right. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. And yeah, these people, these people that have that mindset of chasing the bag, all right, they're looking for the wrong thing, right? They either do some kind of wickedness in order to get the money, but at the end of the day, all of that is just vanity, right? Which will lead to destruction. Of course, we gotta get up, wake up, go to work and get our daily bread in order to live on this earth, right? Because this is captivity, right? We have responsibilities to take care of. Verse 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. It says for the the love of money is the root of all evil, right? Which, those who have the mind focused on money, right? Only on money, that's just vanity, that's just wickedness, right? Because their mind is not on Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, right? Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. You see, their mind is not focused on this word. Instead, they're focused on the things of this world, which the things of this world is just temporary. All these people are about to receive judgment. America is about to be destroyed, right? Or your riches here in America is about to be taken away. And obviously, it's going to come to naught, right? It's going to be worthless, right, during the time of trouble. Ecclesiastes 1:1. The words of the preacher of the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanities of vanities, saith the preacher, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of all his labor, which he taketh under the sun? And NLT explains it very well. What do people get for all their hard work under the sun? And the Lord doesn't care if you're a billionaire. The Lord doesn't care if you make 6 figures. All right. Hey, man, the Lord is about to destroy those that have tons of money. All right. Because, the Lord at the end of the day is not dealing with these people of the world. All right. The Lord is not dealing with these rich people. It says, what profit hath a man of all his labor, which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So everything here, all right, is meaningless. It's all vanity. All right, all these people that strive to, of course, there's nothing wrong of trying to make a better living for yourself, but hey, you just can't really build on this side, right? Because America, right, is bound to be destroyed, all right? The Lord can take away all your riches away from you, and just says, yeah, Matthew 6:25. Hey, the Lord got us, all right? Our daily needs, the Lord has us, all right? The Lord knows what we need on our day-to-day lives. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not life more than meat, than the body, than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are they not much better than they? And then you look at the animals, or you look at the squirrels, the birds and shit, right? The Lord always provides something for them, right? So how much more of us, of the hopeful elect, especially in the time that we're coming into, the time of Jacob's trouble. Which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take a thought for raiment? Consider of the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if Yahweh so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, Shall he not much more clothe you, O ye little of faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or whither or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. And that's right, the Lord knows that we need our daily bread in order to pay our bills, in order to get by. The Lord knows that we need food on our tables, right? The Lord knows that we need, clothes, of course, to to wear. But it says, but seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for tomorrow, for tomorrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. And yeah, take no thought. All right, don't worry about tomorrow's worries. All right. As long as we're serving Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai, all right, Lord, when we be of that elect, that hopeful number, all right, hey, the Lord is going to provide for us. First Corinthians 15 and 52. Verse 51, actually. Let's start with verse 50. Now I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh B'Shem Ashai, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be all changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruptible, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass, saying that it is written, death is swallowed up in victory. And that's right. We're about to be changed. All right. Nothing else matters in this world. All right. Nothing else matters in this world. You got people still focusing on trying to buy a house, or which is nothing wrong with that, but these people, their mindset is, they think they got, a whole lifetime up in here. All right, they think that America is just gonna keep continuing, but no. All right, the Lord is about to destroy Babylon the Great. All right, it's over for this place. But as for us, of the hopeful elect, hey, we're about to receive 100-fold for forsaking this world, for forsaking everything, for forsaking the things of this world, everything that this world, that things of this world is just meaningless. Alright, but with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shalom.